Ladies and gentlemen, those in attendance and those viewing from afar, thank you for attending this evening. This Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, Wayne Rock Town Council meeting. Roll call, Kat Perry.
Here.
David Harwood.
Here.
Wayne.
Here.
Doug Matheson.
Here.
Melissa.
Here.
Okay. Everybody's in attendance. If you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There was a comment just made to me a few minutes. We're supposed to move the American flag. That takes an act of Congress. And so the Congress will take care of that on one of our next business meetings, okay? But, yeah, that was brought up one of our meetings. But let's see here. I would like to start off and introduce Alice Darian. Alice Darian will be our new town manager. She's seated right over here. She will take the reins as town manager in the coming months. Yet to be determined. She has to work a notice at her current position, which she's currently the town manager for North Topsail Beach. So she's going from the beach to the mountains. The weather's better here, Alice. Trust me. Yes. The white stuff you see is not sand, though, when it comes down. But so, you know, we will take a break in between our closed sessions and our regular sessions. If you would like to speak to Alice and welcome her, please do. All righty. Do I have a approval of minutes? Let's see, February 4th, February 10th, February 24th, and February 25th. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or changes? Okay, Kat? Oh, yes, I'm sorry, David. Oh,
I was getting
Sorry, I was.
bird plate umpire signals to.
Sorry, I couldn't hear who seconded it.
okay, well, Hillary knows sign language, okay? All right. Kat, how do you vote?
Yes.
David?
Aye.
Wayne?
Yes.
Doug?
Aye.
Melissa?
Yes,
Okay, so the minutes are approved. Regular agenda adoption, council. First, I'm moving the Alice Darian contract into consent agenda. So that will be under consent agenda, and that will be added to our notes from this meeting after the meeting. So also, I am removing the statute, North Carolina 143-318-11.6 from the closed session on the agenda. And that is to consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointment, or conditions of initial employment of an individual public officer or employee or prospective public officer. The reason we're removing that is because the council already agreed on the contract for Ms. Darian, and so we don't feel like we need to have that under closed session. Okay? Everybody okay with that? Good. All right, so consent agenda approval, budget amendment 2026-03, tax advertisement dated approval April 15th, 2026. Appointment to Watauga County Comprehensive Steering Committee. I think Kevin Rothrock was spearheading that. And Alice Darian's, as town manager, her contract for approval is also now under consent. So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, I have a first and I have a second. No normal discussion under consent. Kat?
Yes.
David?
Aye.
Wayne? Doug?
Aye.
Melissa? Okay, very good. Now, public comment section. If you would like to come up and speak, 3 minutes. See Hillary over here. Okay, so we don't have any public comments this evening. Also, I would like to say, welcome Scott Buchanan. Sorry, Scott, I missed you. Scott is here in the place of Joy. Joy, our town attorney's on vacation, so Scott Buchanan is filling in. So thank you for coming, Scott. All righty. Council, I'm going to back up because I went straight to consent and didn't go for approval of regular agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the regular agenda as stated and approval of the consent as you voted on?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Okay, discussion? Kat?
Yes.
David? Doug?
Aye.
Sorry about that, council. Got ahead of myself. All righty. Okay, under the regular agenda, 2024-2025 audit presentation. And this is Thompson, Price, Scott, Adams and Company. They've done our audits the last few years, and they're represented by Hannah how do you pronounce it? Lescavet. Well, if you would like to step up.
Thank you for having me. I'd like to give a big thanks to Tasha Brown, all her hard work she did as finance officer. She was a big asset on the audit. I'm going to go first through our agenda. First, we're going to go through the AUC 260 letter. Then I'm going to discuss some of the audit results. And then we'll go over the additional required communications. And then we'll leave it open if there are any questions and comments. All right, starting with the AUC 260 letter, our responsibility is to express an opinion on whether the financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects in accordance with generally accepted accounting principle. Our responsibility is to obtain reasonable rather than absolute assurance about whether the financial statements are free of material misstatement, not for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the effectiveness of the entity's internal control.
If you would please state what page you're on for the, because you will jump, you won't go through the whole thing. You will highlight some certain sections, am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're on page 1 right now. And we're going to page 2. This is new this year, this significant risk identified section, starting on page 2. And this will be for everyone. These are risks that are potential in any entity, and they're inherent in all audits. So the first is management override of control. This risk is presumed to be present in every audit under professional standards, regardless of the control environment. The rationale is that even the most robust internal control system can be overridden by management. And the second is improper revenue recognition. This risk refers to the intentional or unintentional misstatement of revenue in financial statements. This can include premature recognition or manipulation of cutoff procedures. It is one of the most common areas for financial reporting fraud and is therefore presumed to be a significant risk in every audit engagement. So next, in the significant accounting policies, the town did adopt GASB 101 for compensated absence. And this results in everyone having a restatement due to change in accounting principle rather than a restatement due to error. So this is going to restate your prior year financial statements, and moving forward, we're doing that one restatement. And then GASB 102, certain risk disclosures. That would be if you have any areas of concentrated risks, we would disclose that in your financial statements. Significant accounting estimates. For the town, are allowance for doubtful accounts, compensated absences, and depreciation. And then significant difficulties encountered in performing the audit. There were no significant difficulties. Corrected and uncorrected misstatements. All material misstatements have been corrected that we are aware of. There were no disagreements with management. Now we're going on to page 3. management representation, we sent you a management representation letter, and that is dated February 11th, 2026. There were no management consultations with other independent accountants, and that would be something like a second opinion, and no such consultations took place. Other significant matters, findings, or issues. The town reported prior period restatements to correct items associated with fixed asset accounts, which are disclosed in the footnotes in the audit report as finding 2025-001. That is your only finding for the year. And then we also wanted to note on your AUC 260 letter that the town should ensure that fees are being charged in accordance with the rates approved in the annual budget ordinance. The town may miss out on revenues if fees are charged below the approved rates. And that's something we're going to be looking at closely this next upcoming year. In terms of FPICs, financial performance indicators of concern, there are budget violations explained in the stewardship section, and that's right at the beginning of the notes to the financial statements. In the capital project fund, and the operating expenses exceeded the operating revenues in the water and sewer fund. So that's when we just looked at the operating expenses and the operating revenues. So all those above the line transactions just directly related to operating. Other matters, we do not issue an opinion on actuarial reports, and that's pretty much what this section goes over. So anything to do with retirement and those sort of items. Next, we're going to page 4. We want to note that GASB 103 is the new standard that will be issued next year. It requires a lot of involvement from management, so we just want to make you very aware of that. And we will reach out in May because we'll be provided additional guidance by then. Restrictions on use. This information is intended solely for the use of the mayor and the town council of the town of Blowing Rock and is not intended to be and should not be used by anyone other than these specified parties. All right, let's move over to page 4. So this is we're gonna focus a little bit on the 2025 financial results here, and then we'll go into a few graphs to show you how it looks compared to other years. Total fund balance in the general fund, $8.9 million. Unavailable fund balance is $2.7 million. Restricted and assigned fund balance, $2.8 million. General fund expenditures, $15.1 million. Fund balance available as a percent of general fund expenditures, 41%. Unassigned fund balance, $6.1 million. Unassigned fund balance as a percent of general fund expenditures is 40%. For the next accounts, we have revenues under expenditures before contributions and transfers in the general fund of $645,000, capital project fund, $594,000, water sewer fund, $497,000. And then in the other governmental funds, we have revenues over expenditures before contributions and transfers of $215,000. In the water and sewer fund, we have a total fixed asset. We have total fixed assets of $34 million and accumulated depreciation of $13 million. And then we have cash in that account of $1.6 million. Cash and investments. Cash in the general fund is $6.9 million. Cash in the capital project fund, $3.3 million. Cash in the water and sewer fund, $1.6 million. Cash in other governmental funds, $89,000. Fund balance in the general fund, $8.9 million. Fund balance in the capital project funds, $377,000. Net position in the water and sewer fund, $17.4 million. Fund balance in other governmental funds, negative $16,000. The property tax rate for the year was 40 cents per $100, and the collection percentages were 99.56%, and excluding motor vehicles, it's 99.55%. The total property valuation is $1.89 billion. The total net levy amount for the year is $6.8 million. Debt related to governmental activities was $9.2 million, and business type activities is $4 million. Go to page 6. Regarding the breakdown of general fund revenues, the largest source was ad valorem taxes, which is $6.8 million, and intergovernmental revenue, $4.1 million. For the general fund expenditures, the largest source is general government, and at $5.5 million, and public safety at $4.4 million. All right, if we can go to page 7, there's a few graphs I want to share with you, if you're able to see them. The total fund balance for the year rose just slightly, as well as the restricted and assigned fund balance in the general fund. That just, or overall, it also just increased slightly. On the second chart, we have Blowing Rock percent of general fund expenditures. That's the fund balance available. It went down slightly from 47% to 41%, and we're comparing that with that group weighted average. If you go to page 8, we have the analysis of unassigned fund balance as a percent of general fund expenditures, and that went down from 47% to 40%. And then the next one is revenues over or under expenditures before transfers and contributions. And we can see those 3 accounts, general fund, capital project fund, and water and sewer fund, negative for the year. Let's go to page 9. In the water and sewer fund, you can see that there was that increase in fixed assets with a very slight increase in accumulated depreciation. You guys are doing, it looks like, a good job at keeping that under 50% in that water and sewer fund. And the cash and fund balances, the cash balance, the general fund had the largest cash balance of the 3 major funds, and the water and sewer fund had the largest fund balance. On page 10, it's comparing the Blowing Rock property tax rate to the group weighted average. And for those of you that don't know, the group is based on the budget. So it's with similar budget towns and municipalities. So you can see it's pretty close there with the property tax rate. And then the next one is showing the collection percentage. And you can see that that percentage went up as well. And it is also pretty in line with the state average and the group weighted average. You go to page 11, our next page, and this breaks down the largest sources of revenue in the general fund. And we see that ad valorem taxes are 46%, and intergovernmental revenue is 27%. And then in terms of general fund expenditures, we have general government as 36%, and public safety is 28%. Now we'll go to the last page of this, page 12. You're required to submit a response within 60 days of the FPIC, and that would be going to the LGC. Finding 2025-001, as discussed earlier, the town determined that depreciation was overstated and certain fixed asset additions were not capitalized, resulting in a net increase in net position of the governmental activities by $265,000. Then we have our first FPIC in the water and sewer fund. Operating expenses exceeded operating revenues in that fund. Then we have an FPIC for internal controls, an adopted ordinance level budget violation. The budget presented in the capital project fund and water sewer capital project funds are for active projects. Several lines are still reporting expenditures for completed projects in prior year, expenditures that have not been closed out on the schedule, so the budget presented is not accounting for those past expenditures and therefore appearing insufficient. So in order to fix that, we need to separate out capital project funds, make sure the amounts in those are correct, and close them out when finished. And we are expecting that to be done before fiscal year end, June 30th, 2026. And it's worth noting that for any of these transfers, they need to be budgeted, which would require approval from the town council. Are there any questions?
Questions? Go.
Go back here a little bit. Do you feel comfortable with that it has been fixed on the improper revenue recognition?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
The improper revenue recognition. You said there was some misstatements, unintentional misstatements of revenue and financial statements. Page 2.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, those are inherent in any entity. So we're pretty much stating that we acknowledge that those exist and there's not much we can do about that. What can be done about it is make sure you're maintaining a good system of controls, internal controls within the government so that things can be reported if they do happen and that people feel that they can't commit any sort of a fraud or misstatement.
Did you feel like you saw anything else that might throw up a red flag that we should know of?
So I did not see anything specific that was a red flag, and everything looked good. But again, this is something that we have to say to everyone. But anything that we noted, we did present to you.
Listen, any thoughts, comments? I have a motion to approve the audit. Second.
Second.
Any other questions, council?
Note that this is a draft and the final will be sent your way.
Kat, you agree?
Yes.
David?
Aye.
Wayne, you agree?
Yes.
Doug?
Aye.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, moving right along, Green Park Inn, sewer. Lane Director Kevin Rothrock, better known as Brian Roth.
Kevin did not. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. I've got a request for us tonight from John Winkler, and what he's requesting is the town participate in a sewer line replacement. And this is at the ongoing construction of Green Park Green Park Inn property. There's an existing 8-inch line, which is actually a clay pipe, that's been discovered to be lacking some flow and capacity issues. It's full of grease. It's Matt's understanding from Public Works. Mr. Winkler's in the process of redoing the Green Park Inn, and part of that will be connecting to this existing line. So what he was proposing is to have the town participate in replacing half of this line. I've got the map up here and I can explain where we're looking at. This is the line in question here, up to this manhole, and this manhole here. This is the existing line servicing the Green Park Inn, which is proposed to be abandoned. Where Mr. Winkler's wanting to connect is midpoint here of a new line. And his proposal is to place a new manhole here, and this would be John's responsibility that he's willing to pay for here. It's currently our line now, public line. And then he's asking for the town to participate here and set a new manhole here. Basically with the thoughts of, it's our line, and part of it will be under the parking lot whenever the Green Park is completed, repaved. So I think from Matt's assessment of it in Iron Mountain, there's no failure issues at this point, but it's kind of an issue of when and if we'd have to get back in there to replace this old clay pipe. Part of the thought process also is this area and over here has recently been replaced. So it's all new 8-inch ductile iron sewer. So it's all been replaced. So we'd be picking up basically a whole new line here during this process. The estimate from Iron Mountain is in front of you. What's proposed to be paid by the developer, 363 feet of 8-inch ductile sewer line and the 1 4-foot diameter manhole. John's cost in the proposal, $68,077. John's responsibility, 302 feet of 8-inch sewer and setting a new 4-inch diameter manhole here. And basically abandoning that line there. Based on the condition of the existing pipe, Public Works is recommending for us to participate in this at the cost of $56,183. And I think the thought is to fund this in next year's budget for our share in the 27 budget. Be glad to answer any questions, concerns, or if you need any clarification on where it's at. John's also here if you need to ask him any questions as well.
How many houses down into that sewer line,
My understanding from Matt, there's close to 60.
feeding from Green Hill down to that one?
Correct.
And I know part of it, you're gonna have part of one under the parking lot. We have a right of way for that, right?
We haven't, presumed easement at this point, but it may be, we can have John put us showing easement on the plat for right of way maintenance.
Is there any building, John, gonna be on?
I'm seeing two other green lines. One is leaving the manhole that's non-existent, that's been requested we put in, correct? Put your pointer down here, come down, right there. Okay, what's the green line going diagonally up? Is that, that's not existing, is it?
That's the existing service line from the hotel.
It's existing from the hotel. Will that be used, John? That'll be abandoned, okay. How about the line going across 321 that's connecting to it?
This,
Yeah.
that's all existing. All of this will remain. The tying point with the new
Line
pipe.
coming across 321, does that feed Gideon Ridge?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the overall map to see if it does. I suspect it may.
Currently, that sewer line's not in right of way.
No. No, I think for the future it's
It's
our,
not under the sidewalk.
It's already, matter of fact, they put it in.
so I think the thought is it's ours regardless. If we ever had to replace the pipe, we'd be tearing parking lot up, new parking lot, and that would be an added expense to go back and replace it if anything does happen.
When we put the new porta share in there, it'll go just outside the, big one inside. Yeah, I extend that a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I thought that when they done the road, they had redone that
I
part
thought that was all replaced. Yeah.
with the water and sewer. Where are your apartments being hooked into, John?
And, they just come straight down into the, down here, 321 straight down the hill.
And the one on this side?
That trailer sitting there, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's not where they go to the cottage, or they just come straight down to the.
There'll be a new sewer line coming down from the new rental units straight down to existing or the new line, whatever.
Yes, sir.
We've got the new manhole right in front. Where's the other manhole at?
It's about halfway between the condos and the hotel. We have to get them up there.
This one here, John.
Yeah, and then there's, we're really tight on the fall there, and you get 1% on that 6-inch line, we had to move it down toward the condos a little bit. Just to make sure we had plenty of fall. I think at least about 16 feet deep there.
And I know, understanding is that, well, I know we need to get rid of all the clay lines for this.
I'm sorry.
I know we need to get rid of all the clay lines, would like to, but recommendation from staff, from Matt, is that he'd like to see this part done.
Wasn't this scheduled to be done if there was enough money in that last bond offering? They were planning to do it, if they had enough left, I understood.
I'm not positive. There may have been some leftover money from the Main Street water and sewer.
Get to that, but they
They
did.
focused on everything here.
If we don't do it, and when it fails, which it will one day, then we got to dig the whole parking lot up, right?
And that would be our responsibility. I think Matt's looked,
We're responsible for that line.
correct.
Yeah.
I think Matt's looked at, seeing if it can be cleaned out, but, anytime you do that, I'm probably risking the clay pipe that's already there.
But you say the line from what could be the new manhole up Green Hill is new?
My understanding is, yes, from here up,
That's new?
it's all new.
And that line is ours in front of the motel.
That's our responsibility.
I think we'd be looking at appropriating $56,183 for the budget.
Keep in mind, if you did do this, it wouldn't be until the next budget. So,
Right.
honestly, well, would it have to go out for bid?
I don't think it does, no.
What would the,
Too small,
that number?
300
too small of amount, I believe, to go out to bid.
300 was bid. Is that right?
Close, right?
Makes sense.
Council, thoughts?
Mr. Winkler, when do you expect this work to be done?
Sorry.
When do you expect this work to be done?
Well, St. Probably got 2/3 of it in. We had to
So-
take out all-
This is a
So we get discounted.
I paid it.
It'd be a reimbursement at some point with the 27 budget.
I'll make a motion to approve this with the added, if Mr. Winkler is agreeable to it, with an easement for this line if we need to service it. A recorded easement.
We're going to do that. How wide do you need to have, 30 feet?
I'll let the expert.
Whatever we use standard for utility lines, there's a presumed easement there now. There's case law that any utility line that's been in place for 2 years, there's a presumed easement. It's been a lot longer than 2 years since this, if it's a clay line there. But,
I just want to get it in the minutes.
yes.
The only easement right now that I know about is the water, way in time, we replaced that. And Green Hill, there was an easement there, and it was going through our buildings, so it was moved south, not north. And there's no other easement on it.
So you run this new line. That's going to go under where all that lumber is. And I like to say something, if I could.
We have it out there.
Could we see if I have a second on my motion?
Yes.
Second.
All right.
Any further discussion?
Time you get back up there as fast as
Okay.
is Matt done.
Yes.
David?
Aye.
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 Okay, so it is approved. John, as mayor and as a citizen, I'd like to make one request if I could. I think your project's moving along great. It's looking good. But I'm afraid that the lumber out there is kind of overtaking.
Sure, we hope to have it out of there within a month.
Okay. I mean, what you're doing is looking great. I think it's just,
Yeah, we're gonna need it out of the way anyway.
yeah. Yeah. So just simple request. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, John. Have a good evening. Alrighty. Moving right along here. I just want to say welcome to Alice, Darian, welcome. Thanks to Lane, but he's not going anywhere yet. And I think things are moving along in a very positive manner. So, Kat, any thoughts?
I'm good, but welcome to Alice. And we're very, very excited and can't wait for you to get here. We feel good about our decision. Feel really good.
I'll just echo all of that, and I think you're bringing a wonderful set of skill sets from a comparable resort seasonal community, so you understand how all of that works. So I'm just really excited about you being here.
Well, one chapter we're closing and starting another one. It's been thankful that Lane was available to come in and fill in. He's done an incredible job and gotten to know him, and he's a awfully fine person. I hope we stay friends. The new chapter, Alice, I'm awfully glad you threw your hat in the ring, because I think we got the right person at the right time, at the right place. So look forward to working with you, and a good future for Blowing Rock.
Yep, welcome aboard. Few things here I'd like to say. One is I would like to thank the mayor and Wayne and Melissa for attending the Essentials of Government. I thought it was great. I thought they, try not to put words in their mouth, but I think they learned quite a lot down there while we were there.
Absolutely.
I think that was something that was really good. I'm glad they went. A couple of things on my meeting down there last week on risk management is that, just to let you know a few things, cyber attacks have increased 60 to 70% in the last 18 months. Tariffs have brought inflation concerns into the property insurance now. I think I've told you this before, they're expecting cyber losses of somewhere at $10 trillion by this past year, we had 49 thermonuclear verdicts handed out in the United States. And that means that was 49 verdicts handed out for over $100 million. So as you can see, what's one of the reasons it's causing insurance to go up so much. Claimants are getting very smart now. They're using AI to set up a mock trial. They'll put in all the information they need and then do a mock trial to see how they need to handle themselves going up and suing for this kind of money. Last but not least, I tried to get the high hazard insurance included with our insurance in the league because of what FEMA has done of not recognizing high hazard insurance. And they would not do it this year. They said maybe next year. So For now, anybody having to get high hazard insurance will have to get a separate policy. That's all the great news from my end.
Thank you, Doug.
I just want to say, it was truly a pleasure to be able to attend the Essentials in Government class last week. It was very well done and very informative for me, so thank you for mentioning that. And Alice, I just want to say we were blessed with quite a few applications, and you absolutely shone out far above the rest. So thank you very much for throwing your hat in the ring. We're looking forward to when you can be here full-time. I know an interim manager that that might be available. Anyway, thank you, and we're looking forward to it.
Since you're sitting here as town attorney, do you have any comments?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. One thing I wanted to mention is we had an electrical storm over the weekend that knocked out our streaming service for meetings and amps in this room. But Thomas Steele worked over the weekend extra hours and were able to stream tonight's meeting thanks to his efforts. And he had a temporary fix to the amps, but it's just an example of some of the great work that he does there. Wanted to recognize that. This afternoon, I sent you an email from our planning director, Kevin Rothblock, where he tried to memorialize our discussion at the retreat of items. If he had missed something, I looked at it, I thought he was on track, but if we're off there, please let one of us know. Otherwise, that will be the course of action that we take on the items under him. Matt and I have also met with McGill Engineers to discuss their long list of things, and we'll be reporting back on that as well. We have a luncheon scheduled tomorrow with Alice and the management team to get her to meet those folks. And as I've discussed with the mayor, I'll begin the budget process, but I hope to hand it off at some point to Alice, who will do a fantastic job finishing. That's all. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 10-minute recess, then we're going into closed session.
For NC 143-318.115, discussion of potential property acquisition.
So we will take a 10-minute recess, and then the council will there will be no decisions made from that closed session. It's strictly for discussion only. Thank you for coming.